Hi Gemini, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is where we pull some tarot cards as well as talk about the astrology and the energies that are going on up in the heavens. As they say, as above, so below. So it really helps me as well as I feel like my fellow listeners and readers just to hear what the energies are and how we can best use them. So welcome. Today we're actually going to talk about the full moon in Aquarius on August 11th, 2022. This is a powerful super full moon. This is the last super full moon of 2022. So make sure and use this energy to your advantage, Gemini, and especially because Aquarius is also an air sign. So you all might be able to tap into the energies as well, since you all are a air sign as well. Now, Gemini, one thing I do want to point out is at this full moon in Aquarius, we will have an activation of a grand fixed cross, which means between the four fixed signs, there is going to be this energy that occurs. The cross is between Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus and the North Node in Taurus, the South Node in Scorpio, and then the Sun, Mercury, and Venus are all in the sign of Leo. So this cross in the sky is going to be very powerful. So don't be surprised if, a lot of people are feeling very stubborn, set in their ways, just wanting things to really, it might be hard to make huge leaps and bounds of progress in certain areas, but there is a positive sign that on a high vibrational side, there is a nice trine between Mars in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. So if you have either of those planets in your birth chart, those might be beneficial for you to be able to get motivation around something that you've been trying to work on. So Gemini, let's take a look. We're going to do a past, present, and future spread, and then we'll pull some clarifier cards for those three placements, okay? So in the past, you do have the Nine of Wands. The present, you have the King of Swords. And in the future, you have the Two of Swords in reverse. Looks like maybe some kind of decisions need to be made here, something that you've been kind of working through that you just need to get some clarity on. Interesting to see that Two of Swords in reverse in the future though, Gemini. Just wondering if you're kind of going back and forth with something that you need clarified in your head, or if you have to make some kind of important decision. Let's pull some clarifiers for that Nine of Wands, King of Swords, and Two of Swords. So for the Nine of Wands, we get the Queen of Swords. So lots and lots of air energy here, Gemini, which makes sense. I mean, you all are an air sign. Aquarius is an air sign. So don't be surprised if this is a very mental time for you all, okay? In the present, you have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Several signs have been getting this Two of Pentacles. I do believe many of you are going through a job change, a career change, maybe just trying to think of different avenues for your money, for your financial health. And then in the future, you have the Five of Cups in reverse. So definitely kind of some heavier energy coming on in there in the future, Gemini. So let's just take it one placement at a time. So in the past, you have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So to me, you don't have any major arcana cards, Gemini, which leads me to believe that some of these energies are going to be more passing by, meaning you might not have huge themes going on at this full moon in Aquarius, but what I do sense is this kind of repetition of the swords. The sword energy, literally in your past, your present, and your future, you have sword energy, which to me is depicting needing to come to grips with some type of decision. With the past and the present, you got the Queen and the King of Swords. To me, this could be with a partner. This could be almost like you and someone needing to come to grips with the same information or see eye to eye. There might be a decision that you have to make. And it's interesting because you all's reading is almost like you need to read it as one big picture, because what I see here is this king and queen are at odds. They're not in agreement because one is upright, one is in reverse, one is in the past, one is in the present. So it's almost like you and some partner, whether this be at work, could be at work because of Two of Pentacles, not seeing eye to eye. You need to make some kind of decision because you have that Two of Pentacles and Two of Swords. Something around your finances, especially with all this Taurus energy going on, possibly came up at that conjunction last week with the Taurus conjunction of Mars, the North Node, and Uranus. Maybe this was out of the blue that you weren't expecting. I feel like with this Nine of Wands, you all, you're really tired. Like this isn't the first time you've gone through this in your head. You're needing to make a decision, but maybe you can't. Maybe this is like your second or third time you've changed careers or jobs, or you're just like tired of having to think about it. And I feel like in this present time, when we get to this full moon in Aquarius, the universe is asking you just to make a decision. I had the same type of vibe just before you with the Taurus energy. They had the Queen of Swords, you have the King and Queen of Swords. With the Pentacle energy, is like you have a decision to make, and the universe wants you to not rush into anything, but make a decision so that you can move on. Because I feel like sometimes when we get to a point of analysis paralysis, this Two of Swords occurs where you're just like confused, you're not quite sure what to choose. This Five of Cups to me is like you're worried that you're not going to make the right decision, or you're just emotionally drained with the Five of Cups. So I would say, Gemini, take some time for yourself, really do some meditation, really connect to yourself at this full moon in Aquarius. I do think, Gemini, that there's so many mental strains on everyone right now, just like in our society in general, that you really have to get connected with nature, go exercise, do some self-healing, some, self-love in terms of like, treating yourself to something that you really deserve. I just really feel like there's a lot of energy of you being mentally like worn out from thinking through processes. So I think at this full moon in Aquarius, Gemini, take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this same video series just to see how this plays out. I don't want you to get to this point with this Five of Cups here where you're feeling too down on yourself or too down on the situation. I think the positive part of this is that this King of Swords sits here like, I'm going to make a decision. Like, I'm going to figure it out. You know what I mean? I feel like that King of Swords is literally like, I'm no longer wavering. I have a decision. I'm gonna, like, even if I still have some questions in my mind as I move into the future, I'm just gonna, see it through, figure it out, and like kind of like deal with, the ups and downs as they come. So I don't think that this is a negative time for you all, Gemini. I just think it's gonna require you to really be present and to figure out what you want. Okay, Gemini, I hope you all have a great full moon in Aquarius, and I'll talk to you all later.